comes from it. Do you realize you got 50 sovereign states here that can do their own thing, separate and aside from what the federal government does? And they do it all the time. All the time. What they can't do is something that is a constitutional violation of their state constitution or the federal constitution. I don't see what this is a violation of a constitution.
She can be her.
She what?
She can be here.
But where is she? Because if she's not here, and we don't have anybody else that occupy the premises that are at issue, then he's entitled to a default judgment because nobody's here.
No, I'm here and.
Well, who are you? You keep saying you're on behalf of somebody. I don't even know who you are.
For the record, I'm here on special visitation.
Okay.
For that name. I'm not here as myself. I'm kind of doing different things.
Well, you've been known as Tracy Moore.
Yeah, but
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Judge, if we're gonna play this game, I'm asking for a default enter now. I can't do that. I'm just saying.
Well, oh wait.
So, ma'am,
who was this comment? I didn't hear what I'm saying.
He was saying that if you're not Tracy Moore occupant, and there's no other occupants here.
Well, I'm not an occupant. I'm here because this is my home. You know, and it's a consumer good, and it's
a consumer good.
It's my home. It's where I live.
Well, it's not.
I have more than
what are you getting consumer good from them? UCC?
No,
What's in that? Because a home is not a consumer good.
It is. It's where I live. It's an essential consumer good. Yeah, because it's where I live.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
my head.
So what is your name?
Just say I'm here on behalf of.
You can't be here on behalf of anybody unless you're a lawyer. Well, the lawyers are the only people that can come on behalf of someone.
Why though?
What?
Yeah, I mean, why?
That's the rules.
Somebody. Okay.
You know, and occasional, if you might have some kind of court order for guardianship or something, you know, you might be able to appear that way, but otherwise, no.
Well, again, I'm here on special visitation.
And what's a special visitation? Who are you visiting?
Well, I'm visiting here, but
okay.
I'm not, I don't know about the, like, not.
Okay, well, we need to have some occupants or Tracy Moore. We don't have occupants of Tracy Moore. He's right. There's nobody here because you cannot appear on behalf of somebody.
Well, I'm here. I'm not appearing. I can't appear. I'm not a ghost. I'm a real woman. I'm a natural person.
Well, ma'am, I don't know what you mean. We're looking for the real person, woman, natural person of Tracy Moore. Where is she?
But she can be her.
She what?
She can be here.
But where is she? Because if she's not here, and we don't have anybody else that occupy the premises that are at issue, then he's entitled to a default judgment because nobody's here.
No, I'm here and.
Well, who are you? You keep saying you're on behalf of somebody. I don't even know who you are. The case just says occupants. We had somebody named Tracy came before.
Beneficiary?
But what?
Can we put beneficiary?
Can you be a beneficiary?
Yeah.
No, you have to be the person or that's occupying the premises. It's got to be somebody that's inside living in the premises here. And nobody's here.
Well, I am
except the lawyer.
I'm living.
Yeah, but who are you?
I'll tell you that I can be Tracy.
You tell me you can't.
Yeah, I can. Okay. I'll be Tracy for this.
Are you Tracy for this purposes? Tracy Moore.
Sure.
Thank you. Sure. All right, Tracy Moore.
Okay. Fantastic. Your Honor, this has to do with a foreclosure of residential real property located at 19710 West 13 Mile, apartment 206 in the city of Beverly Hills within this court's jurisdiction. There was a foreclosure sale that commenced on January 10th. The case was subsequently filed for possession of the property because the redemptive amount was not tendered to HP Foreclosure Solution, redeeming the property.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Callahan.
I have received from the person stating for the purposes of this hearing to be Tracy Moore, I don't know what this is, a notice of payment of $153,749.97. It's clear on the face that it's not a check. It was not tendered. When I asked the young lady standing next to me if that amount was paid, she stated that no amount was paid. Because
What is it that she gave you?
I don't know. It's a notice of payment under as defined by 12 CFR section 229.2 sub U, which is a non-negotiable instrument apparently, but it's not a check. So no money has been tendered.
Okay.
There's a series of IRS filings that are not applicable to anything at all. I don't know if that was filed with the court, but the crux of this is that the redemption was not paid, it was not tendered to my client. My client has title vested 100%, and they're seeking possession at this point.
Was there a dispute as to this?
Yeah, it's a dispute. It's my home.
Okay, well,
I'm in there.
what is your dispute?
Where is the contract that I have with them, with HP? I'm not a tenant. I've been there for 8 years. I have invested, more than invested interest in the home. It was foreclosed unlawfully. And I'm in the process of filing a court case on this. I know I'm behind schedule on this.
I don't know what the schedule for that is. I
Yeah.
can say this, though, that I do have a sheriff's deed.
It seems to me, Your Honor, that the lady standing to my right is trying to challenge the foreclosure, and that time period has well passed, and this is not the court to do
Yeah,
that.
that we're in the wrong court.
No, we're not, Your Honor.
Yeah, because I'm not a tenant. I'm a
Okay,
owner.
well, that's just the characterization of landlord and tenant. But it's
There's
for
no
anybody
contract.
that's in premises where they don't have the right to possess them. They can come here. And the right to possess is based upon who has the deed, basically. And in this case, they're saying they got a sheriff's deed because the property was properly, they claim properly foreclosed upon.
No, it was
If
not.
you're challenging the foreclosure, I don't know what you're claiming that's wrong with the foreclosure.
Well, the note was separated from the mortgage, number one, and you can't do that.
And Your
That's-
Honor,
That's against the law.
when you purchase a home, there is a promissory note and there's a deed that is provided. Those are two separate and distinct things. We are not discussing that. We're discussing whether or not my client has the legal right to possession of this property, and that there is no defense.
There is a defense.
Well,
The home is in
ma'am, you
probate.
say you filed another case about to quiet this title because you believe something was wrong with
Oh,
it.
yeah, no, I don't believe, I have proof. I have
So where's the other case pending?
that's what I was trying to get down there to file it. I just haven't made it. But I will be there this week for sure.
Because right now, all I have is what they provided to me.
And
I didn't send you a copy of what I had sent them when I tendered the payment and they sent it back.
But ma'am, I don't know what you mean by payment. He says it wasn't a check. What was it?
Okay, it was a negotiable instrument that could have been used as a check, but it was.
Well, what was behind it? What kind of negotiable
Well,
instrument?
it was connected to the treasury.
Your Honor, may I approach?
The Treasury? Like the US Treasury?
It were the Michigan treasury, not the big one.
I would ask, is this what you're?
Yeah,
piece of paper?
no, it's part of it.
I'm holding in my hand a document that said this is a non-cash item, not a check on the top. And may I approach, Your Honor, so you can take a look? This is what we're discussing.
Okay. I don't know what this is. It's got some numbers on it.
It's not drawn from a bank. It's not a check.
It was gonna be drawn. from-
Payable through Tracy Moore and done in good faith. That's her address. It says it's paid to HP Foreclosure. And then it
Yeah,
has
one-
United States Treasury,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania
one-
Avenue,
cool.
real property for set off an adjustment And it's signed by Ms. Moore without recourse. This says void where prohibited, non-cash item per 12 CFR subsection 229.2 U1, 2, and 4. And it says here, this is a non-cash item as defined by that section I just said of CFR and issued according to 12 CFR 229.2 K3 and 4. Non-cash item is an item that would otherwise be a check, except that a passbook, certification, or other document is attached or is accompanied by special instructions as a request for special advice on payment or dishonor, or it has not been pre-printed or post-encoded in magnetic ink with the routing number of the paying bank.
I believe, in other words, it's a piece of paper. It's nothing.
A negotiable demand draft by the U.S. Treasury, a demand draft drawn on the state government or unit of general local government that's not payable through a bank. Okay, I mean, you just, I don't know what this is, but you said that no money accompanied this. So, and this was, I don't know when it was dated, June 10th.
Mhm. It was within the time period,
But
they held it and then.
well, let me ask you
they
this.
sent it back.
Where were they supposed to cash this?
Well, they would have sent everything to the Treasury. It was all the original was everything. All they had to do was just send it to the Treasury.
And the Treasury has $153,749.97 that belongs to you, that then they were just gonna pay to them.
Yes,
Okay. I don't see how that could happen.
well, we wouldn't know because they sent it back.
Because my client can't do anything with that.
Well, when I called, why didn't they say that? They held it for 2 weeks.
They don't
And
need to do
then-
anything with that. It's not a payment. If there was a payment, they would have to accept that payment. There was no payment.
So, other than your issues thinking that something's wrong with the foreclosure itself.
Oh, yeah, if I had a securitization audit done.
Okay.
And it shows it
Well, ma'am,
in the
I guess my question is this. If I'm gonna have a trial, which is what the date was originally scheduled for, I just see some real question of fact. I'm not exactly seeing it. I got a sheriff's deed, and I know it's a redemption period of 6 months. You got this, which is, to my knowledge, not any type of cash item. And I don't see how where they would take it to even try to remit or cash it. I mean, it's like I don't know where you got it from, but it says the document.
She's choosing an identity-based argument over a legal one. That feels empowering because it avoids admitting the foreclosure process moved forward without her. But legally, that choice removes her from the only discussion that matters here, whether the deed and redemption timeline were completed under state procedure.
Background and micro printing, and there's an artificial watermark on the reverse side. I have no idea where you got this and how they were supposed to cash it.
just needed to send it in. And I would like to know, how do they have title if I'm living in a home? I thought 9/10 of it was possession.
I don't know what that means. I can tell you that they went through what is known to be a valid process in Michigan, which is a foreclosure by advertisement.
That is so not constitutional. And that was why I had brought up your oath also, to kind of make sure that I got a little help because you took an oath to uphold the Constitution. And
Ma'am, I'm very fully willing and able and capable of doing that. But where's the constitutional issue here?
well, that's
This
just
is,
it.
this is a matter of Michigan statute.
No, but it's not a law. Statutes are not laws.
Okay, well, then what are they?
What do you mean, what are they?
If they're not laws, what are, they're on the
They're
book,
not.
they're on the
not
books as
God's
laws in
but
this
they're not
state.
God's
So I'm
laws.
not sure if they're not laws to you, what are they?
No, I mean, they're laws in a sense, but not laws by the Constitution. They're not laws made from Congress. Congress makes the
Well,
law.
ma'am, there's federal law and there's state
Yes,
law.
but yes, but
But,
state comes from the federal.
no, it doesn't. What do you mean it comes
Well,
from
but
it?
not-
Do you realize you got 50 sovereign states here that can do their own thing?
Correct.
Separate and aside from what the federal government does. And they do it all the time. All the time. What they can't do is something that is a constitutional violation of their state constitution or the federal constitution. I don't see what this is a violation
Wait, hold on.
of a constitution. Just to foreclose on property when the bill hasn't been paid.
But it was foreclosed unlawfully from Huntington. They didn't have a right to foreclose. They separated the note. And that's a known fact. They never recorded the note. They recorded the mortgage. And you're not supposed to do that. That's what part of the affidavit said on the man, the gentleman that did the audit for me. That is not lawful.
Your Honor, if that's the case, there was plenty of time to challenge that in the circuit court. This is not the forum for that. The time has lapsed for that to be challenged.
No, it's fraud. It's always a challenge in fraud.
You know,
That's why-
I've got some case law somewhere on the fact that, you know, the time to challenge these kinds of things in the foreclosure would be during the time that you have redemption. It would be at the circuit court. I mean, at this point, the redemption period is over, but if there's something that went wrong with it, the circuit court could rule on it, but you don't even have a case there.
Or I will. I'm working on it.
Well, you know, ordinarily, I mean, this would be the trial date, but I just don't see where the issue of fact is that would require us to actually have a trial in this instance.
What I'm asking, can you give us a trial date, please?
This is the trial date.
Oh, okay, I just misunderstood you.
Yeah, this is the trial date. And of course, I'd have them call witnesses if I thought it was necessary, but I don't see where it's necessary. I mean, all the documentation he has looks good, and you don't have any documentation that says this is not good, except for your statements that you believe are accurate. And if you wanted to file something, you have plenty of time to file something, Ms. Moore, to challenge this in the proper court. This court just says, was there a proper foreclosure? You know, did they follow? There's just a process, there's procedures, you know? When they file it, they have to give certain notice, do certain things, give a redemption time.
They still didn't do that properly.
Well, what didn't they do?
Well, they were supposed to have served me and they didn't. They
Charge you with what?
served me of the first paperwork. They were sticking stuff on.
So you say it was never noticed in any kind of way? It wasn't tacked?
No, I'm not saying never, but I wasn't personally served.
You don't have to be personally served if they can't find you personally. They have alternate means to tack and do
Yeah.
things.
They didn't really. But still, this.
Did you want
this
to add
case-
something to that?
No, Your Honor, I'm just asking for a judgment to issue provided until December 7th for all occupants of the residential real property at 19710 West 13 Mile Apartment 206.
No, wait.
Okay, well, the court is constrained to have to grant his relief because they don't see the issue of fact here for trial. It appears based upon a review of all the documentation that's been provided that there was a valid foreclosure sale, redemption period has passed. There was some type of something proffered that doesn't appear to be no legal tender for the, I guess, the redemption amount. And if there is any question about the foreclosure itself or the validity of this tender, I think at this point should have been litigated at the circuit court. So I'll go ahead and give the judgment of possession for the plaintiff.
I object.
Yeah, and you have
This hearing turns on one legal pressure point. Possession follows title unless a court has already stopped the foreclosure. The sovereign citizen strategy we saw, redefining identity, rejecting state authority, introducing homemade financial instruments, and claiming constitutional violations, all share the same structural flaw. They don't engage the legal timeline that actually controls property rights. Foreclosure law runs on deadlines, filings, and jurisdiction. Once the redemption period expires, the legal system shifts from "was the foreclosure valid?" to "who has the current right to possess?" Those are two different court tracks. She tried to argue track 1 inside track 2. That's the core strategic collapse. And the non-cash instrument attempt shows another common sovereign citizen belief: that government accounts secretly hold funds that can be accessed through special documents. The risk here isn't just rejection, it's that courts view these filings as non-payments, which means legally the debt remains untouched while the clock keeps running. Psychologically, this approach protects self-image. If the system is illegitimate, then losing inside it doesn't feel like personal failure. But legally, that mindset blocks the only moves that could slow or challenge the foreclosure: filing in the correct court before the deadline. The judge's ruling follows a predictable chain: no recognized payment to no active circuit court challenge to redemption, period expired to possession transfers. Small procedural delays. Wrong courtroom. In unrecognized paperwork. Each decision feels minor in the moment. Together, they close every legal exit. And that pattern shows up in sovereign citizen cases again and again. Not because the courts ignore people, but because procedure never stops moving.